Okay, so I've been seeing this attitude on Twitter increasingly in the last couple of years, to the extent that it's actually started to seep out into real life as well, that we should just be completely okay with the general degradation of society. Now, I've been catching it for years in drips and drabs, but I've never really had a concrete video example we can probably get into and analyse. Until now. So to give you the full context for this clip, it is a Fox News man on the street, just general interview. Very basic, very mainstream news type stuff.
Jesse sent Johnny to the progressive hellscape where residents mocked the idea that the city is spiraling out of control.
I've never seen any crime in Seattle. I've never seen any of it. I've seen fun and laughter and fun.
I don't believe you. I straight up, in the most literal sense, don't believe you. There is no way you have lived in a city, especially a city like fucking Seattle, your entire life and not seen any kind of crime. I've lived in some of the safest parts of the UK my entire life, and I've seen crime. I've seen, a police van pulled up next to a train station. I don't believe, unless you moved in 5 minutes ago, you have not lived in a big city and never seen crime. Hell, even if you did move in literally 5 minutes ago, probably the walk to your house you saw crime.
I
don't believe that number.
People, they're, getting robbed out here, carjacked.
I've never heard of anyone getting robbed.
You've never heard of anyone getting robbed. It's the same thing. These people are just deliberately lying to Fox News because, hey, it's Fox News and we can push on our agenda on this. We will come back to that woman because that woman is somewhat the focus of this video.
Crime is a social issue that could be solved by giving people their basic needs.
It's good to see that Trigglypuff's doing well in the year of our Lord 2023. But on top of that, no, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You can't just stop crime by giving people things. That doesn't stop crime. Have we not seen enough evidence between 2020 and current year that people just steal shit because they want it? Also, this is kind of an irrelevant tangent, but holy shit, those Furby earrings. Where are you finding these people, Fox News?
It's not a thing that happens just on the street. People don't just come up and try to rob people.
People don't just come up and try to rob people. I'm on the fence between whether these people are genuinely this delusional or if they are actually lying to Fox News to further an agenda. This woman's what? Older Gen X, low boomer? I'd say older Gen X more likely. I don't understand how you can have lived your whole life in a city and genuinely hold these opinions. It doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, it's obviously not in line with reality, but so I must presume that she is lying.
Do you walk around every day like someone's gonna rob me every second?
50 years of feminist anti-rape messaging out the window in one sentence. Yes, if you are walking around a busy city, especially at night or in a shittier part of the city, take precautions, presume that you are not safe. That is how you stay safe.
That'll decriminalize drug use, and then they criminalize it again.
Oh my god, who are you getting these facts from? You're from New York. Apparently you're listening to the wrong people.
Yes. People can be from other cities and know facts about other cities. I don't even know what point she was trying to make there.
I saw a lot of people shooting up on my way down here.
Oh, did you? Okay. And they were bothering you?
There it is, folks. That is the line that has been getting quoted more than anything else from this individual. And they were bothering you. Yes. You know what? I'll be the one to say it. I'll go out on a limb and say it. If people are engaging in actively, massively self-destructive behaviours all around the area I live in, yes, that would bother me. That would bother me quite a lot. And it's not even purely a self-destructive behaviour. It's like people shooting up in the streets, they're not just being a danger to themselves, they are a danger to the people around them. What kind of ivory tower glass bubble are you living in where you don't see how that could be a danger to the people around them?
I was in a car, but, people...
Oh no, you're in a car! Oh no, they were hurting you so bad! Oh no!
What do we do about this kind of attitude? Genuine question, by the way. What do we do about this kind of ridiculous level of just, I know I'm lying, smugness? That is where the title of this video comes from. That is the "and they were bothering you" segment. This video really exemplifies a kind of attitude that I've been seeing around more and more as of late, where it's just, people should be able to do whatever they want in public with absolutely no consequence, And you are weird and stinky and gross if you are bothered by it. This video in particular sort of feels like the spiritual successor to the "but how does it affect you personally" fucking soy jack meme with the falling empire behind you. And in case you thought I was exaggerating about the general extent of people supporting the "and they were bothering you" attitude, let's just have a look at some of the quotes. "More of this please," "favorite person," like people just entirely are not having the idea that they live in these communities. I don't understand it. So let's have a look at some other examples of cases where the attitude that woman was espousing is just perfectly exemplified. This is just an entire thread of people complaining about narking. Now, I'm not going to pretend to not have been annoyed by the kids who would remind the teachers that we had homework due to be handed in, but I think there's a big difference between that kind of like sucking up authoritarianism and the stuff that's going on here. Now, the original story in this tweet, it's kind of like jokey. It's, "I bought a watering can to dinner and people accused me of stealing, but it was actually mine, blah blah blah, ha ha ha, big funny joke, 100k likes, whatever." But I just want to show you the absolute state of replies to this tweet, because the general message of the tweet isn't just, "haha, funny story, I wasn't really stealing." It's, if you see people stealing, you should just do nothing about it. You should not even care. And the state of the replies are just, leaving festival, a girl at the bus stop frantically shouted at the bus worker that a bunch of people snuck on through the back door for free while they were busy loading people on the front, then didn't get on because it wasn't even the bus she was waiting for. That is the most tattletale wannabe cop thing I can imagine. What the hell? I hope you will boot her. Why would you boo someone trying to prevent people from stealing a service? There's entire documentaries of this kind of behavior where people will just be filming, like, journalism man on the street stuff in the New York subway about how the amount of people who just don't pay for the New York subway. And then in the background of that clip, you'll just see hundreds of people passing through the turnstiles for free, not giving a single shit. Do you care so little for the society in which you live that you're just entirely fine with this all the time? Because that's the thing, it's never the people who can't afford to pay the turnstile who are doing this, it's always the ones who just don't want to and just can't be bothered. Absolute status on the replies to this as well. "I saw a video on Instagram of a seagull that walked into a grocery store, grabbed a sandwich and left, and some random lady who was walking down a sidewalk started chasing it and trying to take the sandwich away. Like, ma'am, why are you trying to one-up a bird?" It's the smug attitude again. "Oh, why, well, caring about the fabric of society? It's a wee bit cringe, isn't it?" It's just that again. This woman was trying to do a good thing for the store and be nice and prevent their stuff from being stolen. I'm sorry you cannot comprehend the idea of having a high-trust community. I am genuinely sorry for you. The other point in this reply is more of a joke, because it's a case of, because realistically, scrawny little retail workers shouldn't be expected to deal with, like, members of the public much more equipped to take them down in a fight if it was going to come to that over them stealing. However, it's the post still has that kind of attitude, the whole, "Oh, why should I have to deal with it? I don't care that they're stealing. I'm not giving my life for this company, blah blah blah." And so it's like, yes, on the one hand, no, you should not be expected to give your life for the company, but it's the same attitude of just, "Ha, I proudly don't give a shit about the place where I work." This entire thread is just like, "Oh yeah, they thought I was stealing from the library." And it seems almost deliberately designed to rile people up of being like, "Haha, you can't steal from the library, how ridiculous, ha ha ha, chortle. And then it's just revealed later in the post that she wasn't even talking about a library, she was talking about a bookshop. They thought that, like, this woman's mother was using her small child to just steal shit from a bookshop. I don't think it's unreasonable to make sure you're not being stolen from. But that appears to be the prevailing attitude at the moment. And this one just makes me sad. "A dear 83-year-old woman friend of mine used to work for Walmart for over a decade. She was fired. She was bragging one day about being really good at spotting shoplifters and she would call it into security. I simply replied, 'And what did that get you?' Her reflection," I presume they mean reaction there, "was priceless." My general issue with this is, why are you taking such glee in just... This woman is talking to you, being proud of the fact that she used to do good work. She maintained a high-trusting community by preventing people from just being able to steal shit from the shop. She had pride in her work, and she liked her job, and she was good at it. And your entire goal here is just to completely shut her down and remove any sense of pride for that, because she got fired over something. It's not mentioned what it was or anything. She could have been made redundant, she could have fucked up in some other way. But your entire goal here is just to diminish any sense of pride this woman had for being, you know, the good citizen. Why? What are you getting out of this? Oh, and I think this one might be the most egregious. Whatever happened to minding your own business when it's theft? That should not be the default. Minding your own business about theft should not be the default attitude. That is not how you get a functional society. Being very serious right now, oh, I'm sure. When I worked in a grocery store, some old lady would always come in and steal toilet paper. See, they're not even arguing, it's like, it's a necessity, but if you're just stealing that and nothing else, I question whether you are really that hard done by. And this person describes how, oh, I just let her, man. I told her to have a good day. I get that the whole thing is set up to be a joke, because it's the idea of, then she started stealing steaks, and you're expecting the payoff to be, oh, so I had to prevent her because she'd gone too far, whatever. But the whole joke of it is, but then I had to tell her, stop being so obvious. And the whole joke is it's a subversion of your expectations. But at the same time, I entirely believe someone with this kind of attitude would genuinely do that kind of thing if given the opportunity in real life. These people care so little for the job they have. And I suppose there's an entire rabbit hole you can go down there about the atomization of individuals in the 21st century and all that jazz. I won't get into that now, but these people care so little for the communities they are part of and the jobs they do. It's an ongoing attitude of, oh, this big store losing a small amount of profit won't affect me personally in my job because it won't come out of my wages. So why should I give a single shit about what happens? To steal a phrase from the leftist playbook, I don't know how to explain to you that you should care about other people. There was another case of this attitude going semi-viral a little bit recently. There was a trend on Twitter for a while where people were just posting their sort of like weekly grocery shops with a price tag and being like, oh, this is the price of groceries, look at the inflation, isn't this a bad thing? But a lot of people were quite rightfully and often quite humorously pointing out, like, you're not buying real food. Like, it would be this is $100 of groceries. How shall I ever survive? And it was all just like junk and shit and needlessly expensive crap. So a few people, like this woman here, like Honey in this post, was just going, $67, all proteins and fresh produce included. You can't grocery shop and you'll need to stop being lazy and cook. With the whole point of this post being like, your grocery bill does not need to be as high as some of you are posting that it is, if you learn how to actually cook instead of just relying on expensive pre-made stuff. And people were pointing out in the comments like, oh, you're shopping at Aldi. That's not a real supermarket. The only reason it's cheap is because it's the budget supermarket. It's like, and? So what? If you're complaining that much about the cost of living, yeah, shop at the budget supermarket. I do. But the response to this was, boy, do I have a tip that will reduce the cost even more. And on its own, that seems like a fairly innocuous statement, but if you scroll into the comments section, it becomes pretty obvious what the person who made this was alluding to. And bear in mind, before I give you the context, that this post got almost 6 million views and almost 50,000 likes. And not the original post, that got a lot less likes, even if it did get more views. In case it wasn't clear, the person is just referring to stealing shit, and all of the comments make it pretty clear that everyone replying also knew exactly what it was referring to. It's just this. It's just pages of this. Oh, and this is another one that comes up quite often in these sort of threads and circles. People will just post images like this of the bananas. If you're not aware what that's referring to, it's referring to using the self-checkout at a supermarket and just, instead of actually paying for the items you're buying, just putting everything through as like weights of bananas, so you're paying a hell of a lot less for it. And there was a lot of people making the same jokes, like 5-finger discount, scanning it as a lemon, and it's just people bragging about stealing. The self-checkout, there we go again. And people just openly discussing their open support of shoplifting, just on the internet. Here we go, self-checkout, bring all the produce as brown onions, even the bad ones. I want to hang a steak up as carrots. Kroger's gonna be aight. Kroger is an American supermarket, I believe, but people are just posting this on the internet, under their own names. Just so frequently admitting, yeah, I shoplift from the big chains, I don't even care. Like, full face, name, it's everything, location, like, genuine question, what happened to shame? First of all, the people just admitting to this, they don't care because it's a big chain. They don't care about the moral value of, you have not earned this thing, it's just, I can get away with it, therefore it's moral. And when people did eventually come into the thread to be like, stealing is illegal, you shouldn't be doing this, They're just going, this is you, nerd emoji. I swear to God, these people are a PSA you show to 12-year-olds come to life. Like, remember being a preteen and being shown those videos of people pressuring you into smoking and being like, haha, people aren't that overt in real life, that doesn't exist. Apparently they do. Just not for drugs or whatever, it's just people will call you uncool if you don't support stealing. 2023, everybody. I suppose one good thing we can say about all this, though, we did get some pretty decent memes.